Hello everyone and welcome to Beyond Focus TV. My name is Angie Daniel and I am the hostess for the show. On tonight's show we have with us Ms. Nnenna Onua. She is a partner and the law firm McKinley and Onua Associates. We're going to take a short break. When we come back I'll introduce her to you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. Of course, before we took the break, I did tell you I was going to introduce to you Ms. Nnenna Onua. She is a partner in the law firm McKinley and Onua. That's a law firm that's representing the community at large and diversified a group of situations. So beforehand, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Angie, thank you so much for having me here. I'm, as she said, Nnenna Onua, and I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I am a lawyer, a practicing lawyer in New York City, practicing mainly real estate law and foreclosure defense. And I went to law school right here in Brooklyn Law School, and I was, where I learned generally what we need to do to help the community.
So you grew up in Brooklyn?
I did.
Okay. So how do you like being born in Brooklyn and then actually now serving the community at large?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I get to serve the people that I grew up with, my neighbors, and just my family members and friends. So it's a great thing.
Okay. Before we get into talking about the law firm, one of the things that I actually love to have people do is to take part of where you are at, the situations that we are in, and then kind of merge it into what you do for a living. So I know that you do real estate law. How, what would be the best way for you to describe what you do in terms of helping the community?
Well, we have lots of different seminars that we host to help people understand what their rights are, especially right now in this economic climate. There's a lot of foreclosure cases going on. So we have free seminars and we invite people to attend, and we explain to them what their rights are against the bank. There are lots of federal laws and state laws, so we just let them know the differences between the state laws, the federal laws, and just how to deal and to comport themselves in the courts.
Okay. I know that the law firm, not only that you guys serve for real estate, but there are different aspects of law that you guys cover. Can you kind of like tell the community the different aspects of law that you guys cover?
You mean the different areas?
Areas.
Okay, so we do employment discrimination, we do criminal law, and we do real estate, mainly real estate law.
Mainly real estate law.
Yes.
Under the criminal law, I've noticed that you guys have different lawyers that covers it. One of the biggest issues that we are having within the community is stop and frisk.
All right.
You're probably the second or third lawyer that we've had here. What is your opinion on the stop and frisk, and how would you tell the community to, I wouldn't say behave, but to handle it?
Well, I'm not the attorney that does stop and frisk. There are other attorneys that focus on, that handles the criminal areas. There are other attorneys that handle that area. But for most issues that arise with the police officers, we always advise clients to just don't do anything to make the situation escalate, and just pay close attention to all of the details that are happening to them, so that they can make a note of it and tell us at some point, so that we as attorneys can help suppress illegally found evidence. And if something incorrect happened, we can sue the state and the NYPD if we need to.
Okay. But if they need representation, do you have a 24-hour phone number that they can call?
We do.
Okay, because a lot of times I think there is not only that the misrepresentation, there is also the idea of, you know, when people are, like when you're stopped in the street, you know, automatically your mind goes into different like ideas.
Right.
You know, you can get upset and it can escalate to other things.
Right.
And being able to, if ever you were to be arrested in such criminal concept, just, you know, like I'm just using stop and frisk as just one idea of it, that as a lawyer, what would you advise the community to do if they were just stopped like regularly?
Like I said before, just be very calm. You know, if the situation escalates, it's just nothing good comes out of it, and just pay close attention to the things that are going on. Comply with some things, and pay attention, take notes, call an attorney immediately when the situation is subsided, and, you know, just tell them everything that occurred.
Okay. The second thing that I wanted to kind of bring back, right now we've just had this major situation within the community at large. As a lawyer, I'm sure a lot of people are contacting you because if they were not covered, if they don't have insurance for their homes, you do real estate law.
Right.
What is practically the most important thing for them to do right now? What would you say?
The most important thing for them to do is first secure themselves, make sure they're safe. But once they return to the home, take pictures, document everything. Hopefully they had a list of the major items that they had before the storm. But if they don't, they should sit down and recreate that list. And again, call an attorney and, you know, let them know what the incidents and the damages are to their place.
So, like, if you have an insurance company, because I'm hearing a few people that are saying that, you know, they've been put on hold, right, waiting for them to get their money back, their money's worth back. If an insurance company is not acknowledging that, would that be a case that you would represent, or?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We would.
All right. I want to continue on the aspect of the real estate first. You do real estate law within New York State.
I do.
Okay. Tax season is coming, because that's one of the things. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but everybody have a budget for it. What would be, as a homeowner or someone who would like to own a home right now in terms of finance, what would be an advice for them, what to do?
As far as how to purchase a home? Well, of course, save money, save the tax money if they can. And there's so many government programs that are out there to assist first-time home buyers. So I would just get on the web, get on the internet, and just do lots of research before they went out and made the purchase, because they may be entitled to some, you know, some subsidy that exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break
before
then, and we'll come right back to our conversation.
Okay.
We're going to be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. We are here with Ms. Onua. She is a partner and the McKinley and Onua Associates. That's a law firm situated in the city that represents the community. The second thing that you do cover within your firm is employment
discrimination. So labor and employment law.
Can you explain to the community what that means and how you represent them?
Okay, it means that if any employee is having a discriminatory problem in the workplace, they can call me. There are typically about 7 different areas that we cover under what's called Title VII, and it's discrimination based on gender, race, religious affiliation, and disability, and just the typical categories that we hear of. So if someone is denying you some benefit or treating you poorly in the workplace based on those categories, we can represent them.
Okay. Do you also represent, like, part of discrimination within a workforce, right, is not being able to move up the ladder?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people feel like, okay, I've worked so, especially within the city employment heard that a whole lot.
Right, yeah, if you're being denied promotions, that's a big problem. A lot of people think that discrimination is only firing, but it can be things like not being given, you know, favorable shifts at your job, not being given just the typical benefits that other people have access to, and including being promoted in the workplace.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything adverse in your employment could be if it's based on discrimination, based on some protected category, like race, again, gender, those things, you can seek redress for that.
Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention, which is community-based, and I think what we are here to do is really talk about how we can serve the community.
Okay.
I really wanted to talk to you about the scholarship award, that program that you guys have.
Okay.
So can you please tell the community what, like, I'm all excited about?
Well, yeah, we're very excited about it too. This is the firm McKinley, Onua and Associates' first scholarship, and the scholarship is named the Barbara Onua Scholarship. That's my mother's name. My mother,
I thought so.
Yeah, my mother's late. She passed in 2000. She was an educator, a teacher as well, and so she believed very strongly in education. She applied it to our home, and I thought I would give back to the community by offering a scholarship to help any person, college student or law student, you know, with the finances of paying for school, and it's just to help promote diversity in education.
Yeah, especially in the law firm, because a lot of the time, it's not the hardest thing to do. I would say studying is not the hardest thing to do. It's being able to not only find a mentor within what you would want to become, or under. I don't want to word this in the wrong way for it to sound racist or anything like that. To have a representative, like to have a young woman, a young black woman as yourself.
Absolutely.
Right, within the law firm, and to be able to look at you and say, you know what, I could do that. My daughter can look at you and say, you know what, I can become a lawyer in the future.
Yeah, it's so important. It's much more important than people realize. Most people, once they get to law school and college, they've already met the criteria to get in, so they can handle the work, but it's a matter of technique and knowing how to maneuver the environment. So you need a mentor for that. You need someone to tell you, you know, this is how you handle this class, and this is how you handle this professor, this is how you look for a job, this is how you interview. I mean, there's a position open at the firm right now, a paralegal position, and we've received lots and lots of different resumes, and I've looked at the resumes, and some of them have just basic errors, you know, basic issues, and I wish I could call everyone and tell them, you know, you need guidance, you need someone to look at the resume, you need help. And so that's one of the things that prompted us to offer this scholarship, because we know that finances, and the scholarship also has an internship program at the firm, and so we just love to help people, you know, learn and prepare for the real world.
Yeah. The internship program runs for how long?
It's 1 semester.
1 semester.
I mean, we always like having interns, so it's a revolving, you know, on a revolving basis. So the scholarship applicant is guaranteed an internship, but people apply for internships all the time.
Oh, so if you receive the scholarship, you also get the internship.
Automatically get the internship.
And when is the application for the scholarship?
Well, it was originally in November, but because of Sandy, we're extending it to next year. We haven't set a new deadline date yet, but we're taking applications now, and so once we find a new deadline date, we'll put it on the website. Okay,
can you also tell the community what are you looking for within the scholarship? How should they apply?
Just passion, just people who really want to practice law, and they're just excited about that. When you read many different applications and resume, you can tell when a person has a passion and they're excited about what they're doing and what they want to do. So just that.
Stating that within a letter, or is it?
It can be in a letter. We have an essay that they have to write, and you know, so usually their personal information will come through in the essay or in their resume.
Okay. Is there a website specifically, or is it just on McKinney's website for them to go into and download it?
Yeah, you can go on our firm's website, and you'll see the application packet.
Okay, because I think it's really a great thing to do within the community, especially. You know, there's a whole lot of young people that needs guidance.
Absolutely.
You know, and being able to have someone to at least, you know, no matter how much it is, to just have that amount of money lifted off your back.
Right.
Oh, another question I meant to ask you, is it like for one-time scholarship, or is it for the 4 years?
It's going to be an ongoing scholarship.
Oh, yeah. Okay. which is better.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about it, and I have a couple of friends that are actually doing the same thing, promoting our youth to do better, like but in terms of medicine, you know, engineering, and law school, to have someone not only as a mentor, but to have someone that help you finance your goal.
Right.
I think it's extremely important within the community. We're going to continue with this conversation. I want to just take a short break beforehand, and then we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Petit Penda de Yaoundé, Alpha Ngungu Château d'Eau, Ousmane Kwanda Awaga, Mbala Jules, Patrick Mboma, Maître Tchunga, très fort, Kester Adouala, Christophe Foto, Lionel Châtelain, Chop Chop, le turbo propulseur de la musique africaine. Maloba Kipamba, Ozana Bangoud. Tokomi na système ya Mondongo. Très fort. Mwana Mobali. Atubi Mondongo. Jacques Nyango, Raoul Kalala. C'est Matambo. Alpha Tumba. C'est trop grave. Bibi Daouda.
Mama Makudela.
Sergio José Medabé.
Yele Makudela. Mama Sumeri Polino Chamala Makudela. Aha.
We are back with Miss Onua. She is a partner and McKinley and Onua Associates. We were talking about the scholarship and how you help the community. One of the things we talked about was real estate law, which is what your concentration is in, right? What is the future plans for your firm within the community right now?
Well, you know, like I was saying to you earlier, foreclosure defense is a real big issue in our community. There are lots of banks foreclosing on property, and in 2010, there was a major investigation into the banks, and it was found that a lot of the banks were foreclosing without the proper documentation. So it was really fraud on the courts, fraud on the community, and so I want to spread the message to, you know, to everyone that if you're facing foreclosure, don't just take the court papers and put it aside and wait for the foreclosure to happen. I want everyone to know that there are defenses. I mean, 10 years ago we couldn't defend foreclosures as quickly. You know, you owed money, you had to pay it. But now, because there's been so much fraud, we have lots of different defenses, and also because we have a president that has they've made programs to help homeowners stay in their home. Lots of people have access to it, but they don't take advantage of it. So I just want people to know that there are programs out there.
Like what kind of programs?
Well, for example, there's the major program from the Obama administration is the Making Home Affordable program. And they have different segments of the program, but the main ones that we use are the HAMP program, and that's the modification. So if you have a mortgage, you can restructure your mortgage, lower your monthly payments. If you purchased a house before 2009 and the house is worth less now than you owe. So if your house is worth $300,000 and you owe the bank $500,000, you can go in and ask the bank to reduce the amount that you owe based on certain criteria that we'll discuss with the clients when they come in.
Can I ask you a question on the myth that that's spread within communities? You know how it is. One of the myths is that for you to be eligible for maybe it's not a myth, but one of the things that I've heard for criteria for you to be eligible is for you to stop paying your mortgage.
You know what, before June 2012, that was the rule. And it was recently revamped at the beginning of 2012 because a lot of people weren't qualified. So you have hardworking homeowners paying their mortgage and their current, but they still owe more on their mortgage than the property is worth. So in 2012, like I said, they changed the rules, and you can now be current on your mortgage and still qualify for these programs.
Okay, another question that I have for you is how many times are you, allowed to or eligible to apply for these programs?
Well, it's technically for the HAMP program, it's once, but you can apply for modifications with the banks, and then you can apply for refinancing.
Can you do it every year?
No, not every year. That would be problematic, but you could apply more than once. It just depends on the circumstances.
Okay. Another thing that I wanted the community to kind of like be very aware of is once you own the home, once it's your property, the bank doesn't partially own it, because a lot of people are thinking that the bank partially own it. You just owe the bank, right?
Yeah, you own the property, but the bank has a lien on the property, and then they can sell it if you don't pay.
Well, if you don't pay.
Right.
But, part of what the community is understanding, I should stop saying the community because I should talk about like what my friends and I were thinking about, is for a remodification is that automatically you get that foreclosure note, it's property of the bank only.
Oh, no, you still own it.
You still own it.
Right,
and you can,
until the bank sells it at a foreclosure sale, if they get that far.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned that you do a lot of seminars within the,
We do.
Okay. When do you do it, and where can they get information?
We do it based on need. If people ask us for it often enough, then we'll create a seminar around whatever current topic there is. But we try to have one every 3 months. We have it usually in Fort Greene. And it's just a seminar to help, the community with whatever issues they're having at the time. And we've done several foreclosure seminars, and just a criminal attorney has done a seminar in criminal law and certain things.
So let's say, for example, if a church were in need of information, you'd go there and do a seminar for them.
Oh, absolutely.
But, not necessarily within the firm.
Yeah, we can do it. No, well, we have a location in Fort Greene that we use for the seminars, but we go into churches as well. And any other organization that invites us in.
Okay. Is there a phone number, a website?
Oh, sure. It's
Especially for the scholarship, I'd like for people to write down the website that they can go and apply for.
Oh, sure. It's McKinleyOnua.com, and the phone number is 718-522-0236.
Okay.
Yeah, I was giving my cell phone number.
I do that all the time.
Right.
What would be one thing you would like for the community to know about your firm and then you?
I would love the community to know that we're here to help, you know, and legal fees are very expensive, and a lot of people try to do things on their own without attorneys, but it's never advisable. If you cannot afford an attorney, seek help. There's lots of free services. If you don't know where the services are, you can call us and we'll tell you where to go. So I think it's important to know that you really need to be assisted by counsel, especially when you're going up against corporations and all of these organizations that have lots of attorneys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ms. Onua, thank you for coming by.
No, sure.
Well, this is the end of our show. I hope that you enjoyed the moment. I did. We will see you next time, same place.
Un jour j'ai décidé de quitter mon pays. Où est ma route? Je ne sais pas où je vais, mais je m'en vais. Malgré l'amour que je lui porte, je dois quitter mon pays, ma maison, mais je vous garde en moi. Un jour j'ai décidé de quitter mon pays. On va s'amuser, 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 on va couper, 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 on va décaler, décaler, je pars dans l'espoir de revenir, mais pour vous je veux réussir ma vie. Regardez le malin de le petit, regardez le malin de le petit. Vraiment je m'en vais, à pied mais c'est trop loin, je ne sais quand retourner. Tiens Toro, qui a déjà vu pied gauche de poulet dans sauce graine que genou. Mais Picourou c'est dans s'amusement que poulet monter sur sa maman même qu'à toi. Écoute-moi ça.